Hey everybody, how's it going tonight? Welcome in. This is welcome in. That was weird. Anyway, hi. I'm Jeff. You can also call me Wags. This is Wagworks GA, and oh my gosh, my voice. What is even happening? Anyway, we're gonna draw tonight. More color than draw tonight. But I drew the thing that I'll be coloring, so it's cool. But yeah, so we do art here. Hey, Fallen. Hold my horses. Okay. Okay. It's good to see you guys. Did you guys, did the spring break trip happen yet? Wow, words. Words are hard. Oh, nice. Okay. No worries. No worries. You go ahead, finish your Stardew day. Not till June. Oh, summer break. I thought it was spring. Okay. No worries. I'm not just gonna do my usual kind of thing here. Anyway, so yeah, I'll see you guys when you get here. Happy Stardewing. Yeah, so we do art here. My wife Ashlee and I are a creative team. We work on kids' comics together. You'll see one of those series tonight. That's our younger readers, like kindergarten through second grade series that we do as part of CoreToons, which we do with several other comic creator friends. Right now, our main format is a digital magazine, which is pretty fun, and it's been a blast to make it actually. And it has like short comics that have a little bits of educational stuff and activities for kids kindergarten up through fifth grade. If you're growing up, you can read it too, or anywhere in between. Honestly, we don't judge. But that's one of our projects that we work on. We also do work on longer form stories that we do. So far, we've written a couple of pitches for graphic novels, which is like the manuscript and some sample pages and stuff for like with this middle grade. This is like ages 9 through 12. I also like to do general audience comics, just kind of about what's going on in life, and of course video game fan art, which I've been doing quite a bit of lately. But tonight it's CoreToons. I'm trying to think what updates I've got going on. I am wearing my one of my most recent Games Done Quick shirts I got from the Yeti. This one is Chrono Cross themed, or Chrono Trigger, sorry. They had a shirt from the marathon that just finished Saturday, Frost Fatales, that had a Chrono Cross theme. That one was amazing as well. But yeah, Chrono Trigger, possibly my favorite game of all time, honestly. I was just excited to share that. That's not actually big news. You'll notice this is my second week in a row. YouTube is up to date. So Wednesdays at noon is when the previous week's stream will post. So this stream will show up next Wednesday at noon. Which, by the way, next Wednesday is, I know we celebrate in November on stream. We go purple for National Autism or Epilepsy Awareness Month. But World Epilepsy Day, also known as Purple Day, is actually March 26th. And that will be our next stream day, actually. So we'll be doing Purple Day on the 26th next week. It's a day to support epilepsy awareness, encourage folks to take epilepsy first aid training, all sorts of stuff like that. I say this pretty frequently, but we have a kid who is epileptic, and it's definitely a major influence on our life. And I think there's a lot of families out there in the same boat, and it's just good to be aware. I know until our kid had their first major what they call tonic-clonic seizure, we had never seen, to our knowledge, like a seizure before. We realized later, after learning more about it, that he had several that weren't to like fall on the ground and convulse type, that were also seizures when he was like younger, but we had not realized that at the time, even though we described some to doctors. So it's good to be aware of the different types of seizures. It's good to know how to help an individual if they are having a seizure, and that's why we do Purple Day. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else is going on. Oh my gosh! So there's a Purple Day event that is held every year at one of the Disney hotels usually. And so we usually go to that, and they have a costume contest. And one of my kiddos has been working on their costume, and maybe I'll get some good pictures that I can share next week, because they've really been going all out on this one. It's pretty cool. They're doing a whole like suit of armor, but like out of cardboard. We found some really amazing tutorials that they've been following. Yeah, and it's pretty amazing. I'm pretty excited for it. This kid also won the costume last year with the costume was an epilepsy dog. So like she hand sewed everything, did like the nose, face paint, like put together, like had fur fabric for the arms and everything. She really went all in. So she's been excited about this one. What you're going to do for what? Sorry, I'm just rambling. Rambling like a random man. Oh, gotcha. Well, we know it's not going to be peak, so there's that. At the very least. I mean, I find Minecraft to be super chill when I can't decide on anything. Oh man, Pokopia, right? Like, I feel like that's at least that would be my choice. We don't have a Switch 2, so I haven't played it yet, but I've definitely been watching a lot of streams of it, and it seems just incredible. I mean, what you're gonna put like Minecraft, Animal Crossing, and Pokemon together? Yeah, and I've seen like people clearing out spaces. Like I think there was an area where it's like filled with like volcanic ash, and this one streamer like they're just like, I can't stop. And I get that. It's kind of like the Power Wash simulator, I think, in that regard, from what I've seen. Again, this is not my experience that I'm speaking from. But yeah. It seems kind of amazing. So have you been playing a lot? Do you have like a favorite? Do you have like a favorite element of it, or a certain type of task that you like to do the most? Let's see. While we're talking, it's gonna do this, and I was gonna do this. Not really yet. I mean, the whole thing just seems like so just cute and immersive. It is not a surprise to me that it is like it's like the highest rated game in the series, in the entire Pokemon series upon release, I think, or best reviewed game, which that's kind of incredible when you think about it. I actually saw the Pokemon company. They released some plushies of some of the like Pokopia unique Pokemon. Excuse me. Wait, you have to unlock Rain? That's kind of fun. Well, not fun that you have to unlock it. I just didn't realize it was like that level of unlockables and stuff. Wow. Let's see. Sorry, I'm doing a thing in the background, but that's okay. Where are you? There we are. Okay. I was just getting ready I wanted to share a couple of projects that I've been working on, how things have been going. Let's see. You're there, and there. But yeah, the plushes were just so adorable, like Pikachu. And do you know what the deal is with the Snorlax? That like looks like it's kind of a mountain? I've just seen a picture of the plush animal. I am old, but not as old as I will be someday. Also, hi Frank, how's it going? Good to see you. There, that's what I was doing. Okay, so what I was gonna do is I want to update. So obviously tonight I'll be working on the CoreToons, our second composting comic, the 2-page spread. Listen. I find that statement dubious, but it's okay. You know, life happens. I always enjoy it when you're here. I'm always happy to see you and hope that you'll be here, but I understand if life happens and you can't make it. Oh, I like it. A Snorlax that's been sleeping for so long, he's covered in moss. It's just there's so many little details like that seem really fun about the game. I love it. Okay, what was I gonna? So part of the story is to wake him up. That's fun because doesn't that kind of parallel like how you have to wake up the Snorlax blocking the path in like red and green or the original games? Well, red and blue here. Now you have to feed. That's right. There's cooking. There's cooking in Pokopia too. Holy moly. There's so much stuff. Just like me. Okay, so yeah, I will be working on the CoreToons tonight. Ashlee and I finally had a chance to sit down and talk a little bit after some really good advice I got from a critique group. And so I redid our inks based on that, and I'll be adding color tonight. But also speaking of CoreToons, I'm doing the cover for the next one that's coming up in April, and I decided to switch it up, and I'm actually doing something not digital for once. I'm doing cut paper, which has been really fun. And this is what it's. So by the way, one of our creators, one of our teams, well, one of our team members, we just kind of all silently agreed that like every cover is going to be some variation of a picture of her cat Felix. So this is the cover. Oh, that's sad but adorable. I know the flavor text for Cubone is always, I say Cubone, but I think it's Cabone. But yeah, so this is where it's at so far. Things are a little disheveled. Nothing's like glued down in place, but it's been really fun doing the cut paper. And I'm probably gonna put little like tabs underneath stuff so it actually layers it out. It is Cubone. Okay, that's what I've always said, but I for some reason assumed that I was wrong. I literally did a Pokemans. Yeah. I swear I've played the games, you guys. Did I lose my leaf green cartridge and trade in my fire red cartridge that had like 300 hours on it? Maybe. But I did play them. Anyway, yeah, so this is where it's at. It's fun. I like doing the cut paper. Got to do a little watercolor for the sky and like the marker for the texture on the grass, and then broke out the X-Acto knife and scissors for the cutting. It's been good. But yeah, that's where that's at. It's been a fun project. And I'll hop over to art mode. I've been slowly chipping away at the D&D group picture. So we're almost done with the second row now. I'm adding flat colors right now to our necromancer and her skeleton familiar. But yeah, it's coming along. We're doing all right. I'm gonna need to try to pick up the pace soon, but I will also probably be able to do that once I finish CoreToons stuff for this our early April issue, which, you know, it's coming up pretty fast. I should probably make sure I'm done with that, huh? But yeah, that's where that is at. Since we're on art mode anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and open up a blank canvas so we can get started on, oops, there we go, get started on our warm-up for the night. All right. So if you've been here before, you know the drill. We're doing a Pokemon Fusion tonight for warm-up. It's a 5-minute warm-up, just a quick sketch to kind of loosen up. But we're going to use the random Pokemon generator website to randomly pick 2 Pokemon from all the Pokemon. Thank you, Frank. And kind of see what we get. There's only a few of them that I will skip if we get them because I've had them several times already. But it's been kind of a fun exercise, so thanks, Frank, for suggesting that one. All right, so here is our random Pokemon generator, and let's see what we're gonna get tonight. Okay, we have not done these 2 before, and it's kind of a perfect matchup with 2 ghost types. Banette and Spiritomb is who we'll be drawing tonight, putting together. You know, Frank, aside from being banned from watching the channel, what have you been doing? I mean, I didn't ban you, obviously. It's, you know. Anyway, I'm gonna pull up reference real quick because I'm just talking, and I should probably do something. Yes. Oh, sorry, yes. I know you didn't ban him, I'm just playing along. A job where you do nothing. Well, if I find one of those, I will let you know. Do the thing, is this gonna be... Although, you know, what's funny is I'm still labeling them even though now I'm the one doing the descriptions for my YouTube videos and I know what they are, but that's okay. I mean, what specific kind of nothing are you looking to do? Like sleeping? kind of just standing there. Oh, you know what's good, if you can get it, is not always easy work necessarily, but being an extra for films. That's pretty cool. It's not a huge pay. Let's play a guessing game. Oh no. Okay, I'll go along with this. Guess what you got reported to HR for? Oh no. Well, my guess, because it seems like you know how to behave yourself in a workplace, it seems like it's gonna be like either like talking to your coworkers or helping your coworkers. That's my guess as to what's happened. That seems like what you're, from the stories you've told. Oh, hey guys, we're done. Look at that, it's perfect. Nothing left to do. Although that does give me a fun idea. I do like that. I can't just copy it. It's fine. For having a yo-yo? What? What on earth? With like, he has a handheld game. Like, what is the specific offense that they write you up for with that? Walking the dog while on the job. You brought it in a couple months ago. Yeah, I'm getting that sense. Supervisor said it was okay. Yep, this is all check it out. Okay, I have my references in, I've labeled all my layers, I've got my timer open, well, now I do. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start the timer while we're chatting, so 5 minutes. If you'd like to draw along, please do. I encourage you to do so. Whether you draw the Pokemon or just really anything you want. It's just fun to draw. So timer starts now. Creating an unprofessional workplace with it. Like, man, I'm sorry. It sounds like this individual has not really been great for you or for the workplace in general. Okay, so the timer is going. So, okay. So we have kind of this rock base that Spiritomb comes out of, well, the actual tomb. So we can probably use that for a body since it's very much the same shape as Bayonet. Kind of add a little tail guy on there. Yeah, it does kind of seem like it's time to move on. Okay, so Bayonet has like the whole zipper thing going on. Actually, probably don't want to think of that low. So if I just kind of make this come out here. I know the zipper is mostly on the mouth, and it's Mega Bayonet that has more zippers, but I'm going to work with this. Draw a zipper in there. Kind of give it like a little bit of more footies. Then it can definitely have the arms, I think. And what if we make it like a hoodie? did I make this so small? That's a great question. Yeah, it sounds like what started out as, you know, overall pretty promising has this individual has managed to kind of turn miserable. But wait, this is also like, isn't this the same boss that like within your first week or two came in and like fired everyone else in the department? This is kind of a little bit more literal of a fusion than a lot of the ones that I've done, but I'm kind of enjoying this concept, so I'm gonna keep going with it. Yeah, that's kind of terrifying. But I mean, that is kind of the idea, so I'm gonna go with it. Okay. I mean, this is actually, I kind of love this. Actually, I'll go with that kind of. Actually, give it like that. A little bit wider there. Okay. Oh, this is a new boss. Oh wait, is this is the one that they hired? Basically, you were doing their job until they hired them. Is that, or is that a different one? Just gonna darken some lines here. Okay, well that's time. Honestly, it's terrifying, but that's actually kind of the idea. I think this one came out pretty cool. Also following like how you just corrected the typo there real quick. You threw away part of your French press? Oh my gosh. I'm not going to test the printer or the copy machines that the installers did that I was supposed to supervise. However, I am definitely going to crack down on any yo-yo usage. Those things are killers. I'm just cleaning up a little bit. I know the timer went off, and I'm going to honor that and just doing a little clean up. Yeah, actually, this is kind of sick. I like this. All right. Oh gosh. Well, yeah, I think you're doing the right thing looking for a new job. It sounds miserable and like, if it's not already toxic, it's very well on its way to being a very, very toxic work environment. But I think this would qualify. I think this would definitely qualify as a toxic work environment. Oh. Yeah. So he's assigned you the task of revising the distance learning manual. Nighttime. 19th. Today is the 19th. Yeah, because I mean, I guess you guys could provide information on the interface, but in terms of like how it's used for classes, that's not something you guys would be doing. Yeah, it's never good when a boss turns like punitive. I feel like that's a real problem. All right. Yeah, that is such a warning sign when they like do stuff like that, like the shortening the deadline to like a punishment for speaking up and doing anything. Oh my gosh. Sorry, Frank. All right, I'm gonna hop over here and start laying down some color. So like, yeah, that doesn't seem like a help desk type thing. Actually, that's not. Say, did you know that good bosses actually stand up for their employees and don't force them to do pointless tasks and actually protect their ability to do their real jobs? Yeah. Yeah, that's not promising. That's not promising for a supervisor. Also pretty immature to do that. I can't hear you. La 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 la. Oh, is somebody talking? Oh, I don't hear anybody. There must not be anybody here. Has anybody seen Frank? I'm sure that's not an accurate I'm sure that's not an accurate impression, but that's okay. That's not the goal. I'm not here to drag your boss. Wow. That's good for them. Do you have any leads? Have you found anything that sounds good for you? Or that you're interested in? No. It's like competing to steal the last like life vest on a sinking ship. Understandably. The highlights there. I'm guessing you can't, put in an unsolicited application for your supervisor's job. Good luck. I'm trying to think if I know of anything. One second. Okay. No, that lead was not productive. What I was looking for was to see my wonderful employer has a great remote policy. So it might be something you could actually potentially work remotely for. But we currently do not have any listings. We do some like programming type stuff, web design. But get someone. Nah, that's not really how we roll, which is partly why it's a great place to work. Yeah. Actually, fun fact, because we're all state employees of Colorado, the governor granted a holiday on Christmas Eve. But we already had that as a holiday, so they kicked it over, and actually tomorrow is a holiday. Which I totally almost forgot about till after I finished work this evening, which was nice. I'm glad I didn't have any deadlines tomorrow. That would have been unfortunate. I did finish my paper though. I'm pretty excited about that. In terms of I've got it like returned to the internal reviewers and a few other folks to make sure it's all good, and then I get to submit it to a journal and watch as my peers tear me to shreds and make me cry. Pretty sure that's a required part of the process. Also, spoiler alert, I'm not a great scientific paper writer. I mean, yeah, business is a solid major, you know, it's something you can definitely count on to be around and has a lot of really good applications in life. Oh, that would be fun. Oh man, and you could use your experience streaming to like set up a stream from the store. To do events and stuff to help bring publicity. That would be pretty cool. I've seen like, you know, the pizzerias that have like that have their in the kitchen they stream from there, but I don't know if I've seen any game stores. I haven't looked super hard, but I don't think I've run into any. That'd be cool. I would definitely watch that. So that's one. Sorry. I try. You know, they're really, Streamboo is really aggressive trying to push selling viewers. That's, I feel like it's been even more lately, at least one per stream. Just buy. Only if they sell friends. I need friends. No, I'm just kidding. I'm good. I mean, friends are always good, but you know what I mean. I was making a joke and then immediately like backpedaled so hard that I completely lost the joke. It's fine. I do this sometimes. Boop. 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 Maybe you could work for Streamboo going into people's streams. No, I'm pretty sure those are definitely bots. That's not humans. That's not humans. I do really like using like a little bit of anti-aliasing to give kind of a slightly softer edge, but boy is it a pain when you're trying to, when you use thin enough lines and you're trying to do fills. It is just, it doesn't do the trick. He survived 2 worlds. I mean, at this point, if I was gonna get upset about people calling me old, I think I would not I would not be doing this. It's fine. It's fine. It's all relative anyway. Doesn't bother me. Cut to like Jeff eating a pint of Haagen-Dazs alone. It's like, I'm not old. Just kidding. I'm good. I'm fine. Everything's fine. He said that. Oh, Frank. I mean, to be fair, pretty good burn, but it's all good. Hopefully none of us have to survive a new world war coming soon, although, you know, things are not the most peaceful they've ever been in the world. You know what, I'm gonna stop right now. I need to not go into any of those topics. That is not for this stream. Also, thank you, Fallen, for always being the one I can trust to tell the actual truth or to interpret Frank for me. It's appreciated, because apparently after how many years I still am not like I'm still taking him at his word most of the time. You'd think that I would have learned, but no, not yet. Bad Jeff, 3 years. 3 years. What? No, it can't be 3 years because I haven't been streaming for 3 years. It'll be 3 years in July. Which, like, I should really actually do something for my stream anniversary this year. I had wanted to last year, but things got crazy. But then again, maybe I should also keep in mind that I'm a little bit at the mercy of the whims of life in terms of what I can spare extra time. Yeah, Frank. No, it's still yeah, so June, May, like, okay, it's in the vicinity. I'm not gonna be pedantic about it. Yeah, it's roughly that. Because I remember very well, my first stream was July 3rd of 2023. But hey, I will say, Frank, I feel very fortunate at how early you came along, because I expected that there would be a long time where I would be streaming basically just for myself and not really have much in the way of viewers. And yeah, here is a... I think there's a little while where you kind of fell off, but for the most part, you've been a real regular. It's been great. Explain this, you didn't exist back then. My road trip? Oh, yeah. That was the big one when I had meetings in... Oh, yeah, that was September that year, right? Because, yeah, I had a meeting in DC for my work. And then, like, 2 weeks in between, and then a meeting in Colorado. So we drove from... yeah, from Florida. We did live here then. We drove from Florida up to DC, then up to visit my folks in Wisconsin, and then headed west. Did some sightseeing like Mount Rushmore, Devil's Tower, and then cut down through to Colorado. Went all the way down to like the southern edge of Colorado. We almost went to New Mexico, actually. We were very close to going to Taos, but we just ended up, it was like late, and we ended up not going because we were down in Alamosa. I know, we were almost there. I don't know if I realized that you were there at that point in time. Because it was funny, it was like you and also Janos. Janos was also out in Colorado, so there were a couple of stream friends that I was really close to, apparently. But yeah, was there more context to the road trip that you were looking for there, or is that what you were getting at? Just told her I was living out of my... I mean, we did at that point call our van our like tiny house. We spent a lot of time in that vehicle. I mean, we did rent like Airbnbs and, you know, hotel rooms and stuff, so we didn't like we didn't like sleep in the van at any point. But yeah, like we were working from, like I was working from there, just because I could do, I mean, everything I do is on computers that are remote, even from the home office. So I was able to use my my phone as a hotspot and connect to do work. So I was working from the car. Obviously, we ate a bunch in the car. Sometimes we had to drive late and the kids were sleeping in the car. Yeah, it was a big trip. We did a few big trips. That was actually our second really long one. We did another one back when we lived in Georgia, where we went up to Philly, then to Wisconsin, and then back down to Atlanta. Is it? I see. I still have never played The Sims. Okay, it says this is called Ancient, which I'm sure I just set myself up for a joke at my own expense right there. But that's what it says the title of it is. Okay. It's just one of the things, like, I feel like there was a while where I was into computer and sim gaming quite a bit. And then I got into console gaming probably just a little bit before The Sims came out. So I never really picked it up. It was always kind of a blind spot. It might have been there. Did it come out after Diablo 2? Because I had a little bit of a resurgence when Diablo 2 came out. And I was playing that one for a lot with my roommate in college. But yeah, I feel like I just kind of missed the boat. But I'm glad, because I think it's from the 90s? So it's like EverQuest age? Diablo 1 EverQuest age? That would have been during my blind spot, because I mean, most of my PC gaming time was like Doom and Jedi Knight, and like Quake was pretty new at that point. And then I like discovered JRPGs. Huh. Can you hear me now? That was random and unexpected. I hope this isn't the resurgence of our internet problems, because we were good for a little while. Like, things were getting bad after we saw some Spectrum trucks out in the neighborhood, and then we ended up having to have them come out, and they're just like, oh, a cable was not tightened all the way down in the box outside the house. So I'm like, oh, cool. So hopefully we're not getting those issues again, because that would suck. Yes, that's right. Thank you for catching that, because she's not supposed to have the same color hair. Good call. Thank you. What a catch. Oh, but I was going to do something else. You know what? That's fine. I will deselect that. Yes, you are 100% correct. I could just take the brown and desaturate it really heavily. That might look good. Or that might be more logical. Something like that. Yeah, that feels like it makes sense. Better. Yeah, thanks for catching that. I totally blanked on that. Cool. I know technically I probably also need to come in and write the months on all these other calendar pages, but I was feeling lazy. Like, this is too many. It's too many calendars. Okay. Does that look better? Is that more what you're thinking? I guess we could go even more gray, but I do feel like this largely gets it. Okay. Okay. So let's go ahead and I was going to do just like a gradient background here. Just trying to figure out what color I want to do. I have a lot of reds and yellows and white, so I need some kind of color. I might do a blue. I feel like. Especially since that light blue is kind of this character's signature color. Let's see what we got. Foreground and background. There we go. Oh, that might be too subtle. Let's see. Yeah, that's I think too subtle of a gradient. Frank, you need to get a place so you can kidnap Fallen. That feels like weird telling someone to kidnap someone else. I feel wrong about that. But I know that you mean so that you two can get a place together and he can come and you can move in with him. So it's not real kidnapping. But it feels really weird to say that. I mean, I do think bosses like yours, they typically, after a certain point, will either get caught in their own shenanigans and be removed, or their game playing will succeed and they will get promoted upward and eventually out of your way. It's not helpful in the short term for you. And I know it's not much of a comeuppance if you're, concerned about that. But they typically are not in one place forever. But I don't know if you want to play that waiting game. Okay, I think this is pretty good. I like this for now. Am I gonna regret? No, I can just use the line layer to select if I need to. Okay. Subtle pranking them. It's, it's a shame that all mice are optical mice now, and that there's so many touchscreens. Be I'll never forget when somebody in our our school for meteorology, they definitely pranked the tech guy for the department, or the guy who's in charge of one of the computer labs. For April Fool's Day, they went in and removed, because these were like not optical mice, they were the old ones with like the rubber ball. Like they went in and removed all the balls from all the mice and like put them in a Ziploc bag and taped them to his door handle. It's kind of awful. But as far as pranks go, it's pretty solid. You can remove the ball. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly the trick. It's pretty fun. Yeah, in my graduate lab, we used to do all sorts of little kind of obnoxious but mostly harmful pranks. Mostly harmful. Mostly harmless pranks. I don't know if I already talked about this. Did I? If I did, it's been a while. One of my favorites was when I went to one of the other computers in our graduate lab, and I like took a screenshot of the desktop and I made that the wallpaper, and then like I hid the start menu and locked all the icons on the desktop, so it looked like a totally functional desktop, but then when someone came and tried to use it, it would just kind of do nothing, pointing his camera in different positions. That's good times. You know, sometimes it's the small annoyances that really end up driving people crazy. I don't want to shade for... I might just do flats first on everything. I think that's a good idea. Another good one that we did was we had like computers, like it wasn't like a cubicle lab, it was one where it was like open tables, and so you had computers that like were like back to back to each other facing out. Yeah, so basically like you have two tables connected and there'd be one computer facing this way and one facing the other way. So we took the mouse from the computer behind and plugged it into the computer we were sitting at, and plugged our mouse into the other computer, and then like when the person would sit there and try to do stuff, we would like watch the mouse and try to vaguely mimic it. So it just seemed very wrong. I swear we did work at graduate school. We really did. It was fun. Anyway. And there was also the time when I just went in and kept silently resetting. We were listening to like the Beatles One album, I think. Someone had put that on to listen to while we were working. And I just like silently was going in and resetting the song Hey Jude to about the halfway point over and over again for about the better part of an hour before somebody finally was like, wait, how long has this song been going on? That was pretty fun as well. I don't know. It's fun. Those little things. Okay. Do they usually have those trash cans? They usually have like a black container underneath? I think so. Something like that. Then I'll do a white fill here. Okay. I know I jumped right into this panel. I do see it's 11, so it's time for I usually take a break around this time. and run a quick ad roll. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put y'all on Be Right Back. I will run a 1 minute ad roll, and I'll be back in probably 2-3 minutes. In the meantime, have a nice break. I will see you in a couple minutes. As soon as I find the Be Right Back screen. There we go. Good work, Jeff. You win. If you remember to bring us one. I forgot about that command. Well done. Well done. All right. I will go search for my walker. It's so hard to find. The tennis balls make it so quiet. Anyway, see you guys in a few. All right, we are back. One of these days I'll remember to run the ad roll right when I get up to leave, but to go for break. But I got it. We did it. It's all good. It's all good. Okay, so let's keep going. Oop, that's the background, Jeff. Come on, come on. What is this, rookie hour? Amateur hour is the thing, actually, now that I think about it. All right. Well, I feel better that at least this panel is going faster for now. For now, I shouldn't jinx it. This song is definitely, what, Final Fantasy VIII, right? No. No, this is 7. Really, man. That's funny, because I thought it has some of that kind of moodiness of a lot of the tracks from 8. But, no, it's 7. Interesting. So this is, yeah. My secret is out. I definitely, I thought of doing these callouts after I had already done the panels, and Clip does not really particularly like if you want to like try to edit your panel shape after you've already drawn them. Like if you did them as rectangles, like none of the polygon editing tools will work. So I kind of just spoofed it. So I have to come on in here and fix that. Okay. Oops, need to be careful not to overdo the actual panel borders. See, for the most part, it's funny. Like Clip, for the most part, has been spectacular. Like I've liked it more than any other graphics program I've worked with. Granted, like the Photoshop and Illustrator that I worked with were much older versions. But I'm really happy with Clip in general. But yeah, there's some little things that I'm just like, I don't know why you did it this way. why is it like this? But it's fine. Overall, I'm happy to accept those for what it can do. Speaking of which, I actually I need to install Clip 5.0. I saw they had the sale after releasing it, and I decided to upgrade. I like doing the perpetual version. It's nice actually owning my software. Well, to the extent that one can. Oh yeah, I forgot about that too. Because I haven't installed the new version yet. Because I'm just cool like that. Actually, I think I might want to do the background like this. Yeah, see, then that's gonna... I do want to do that, but then that's gonna make this stand out. So I'll need to fix that. Cool. It's funny because at this point, a lot of times they'll do an upgrade, and I'm like, I haven't really looked at the feature list, but I know that in general, everything that every new version has added new functionality and been really solid. And also, if I don't upgrade to the next version, if there's something that's like in 6.0 that I want, it's going to be a higher cost to upgrade to it. So I kind of just try to stick with it. Which in theory, if they're releasing one every year, I should probably, that's like, they make it cheaper to get an annual subscription than to buy the perpetual version every year. Although then if you stop paying the subscription, you lose all the access, at least anything past the last perpetual that you bought. So that's kind of a pain. I don't know. I'm excited to try it out and see if there's some new stuff. There was the feature, like you can now paint on a lot of the 3D models. One of our critique group members was showing that to us today, and I thought that was pretty neat. Oops, I do need to touch up this real quick. So like she took a bunch of her she has like a webcomic for on Webtoon, and she took a bunch of like her regular characters and got the 3D models set to be their body proportions, and then painted basically the standard outfits for the characters on them, so that she has a really good solid like reference all the time to proportions and like how the clothing sits and all that, like where you know, where the sleeves hit, where the bottom of the shirt is, stuff like that. That's pretty cool. I don't know, it's funny, I feel like it was not that long ago that I had more time to play around with like new features in Clip Studio, and I feel like these days I just don't. I don't know what changed. I don't know what changed, but that's the way things have been lately. It's too bad. I do enjoy playing around, learning the new features when I can. Okay, so the foreground is what in this panel? Nope, that's... Look where you're clicking, bro. Okay, that's the foreground. Cool. Do I have a nice like sickly-ish? Yeah. That looks gross. That looks gross. Cool. Probably just darken and saturate this one. Yep. That seems like it's probably enough. I'll probably rely on shading and highlights to give a little more detail on the trash heap. Yeah. And I definitely just remembered now that I still technically owe you guys 2 streams to make up for December, November being crazy. Stay tuned. We will figure it out. Okay. I want to do this guy different way. Okay. Let's try. Maybe? All right. We're just gonna see. We're just gonna see how this turns out. Okay. So, foreground is pretty much done. The fumes are a different layer. The methane fumes, specifically. Okay. So, what happens if... Should probably go the other direction. Okay, that is very much what I'm going for. But I need to also select. Okay, perfect. That. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. All right. Look at me go. I don't know why I said it like that. Good times, good times. Okay. Where does the time go? Is that still, no, that doesn't read quite light enough. I can desaturate a little bit more. So what I'm trying to do is mimic that it's not optical illusion, but that kind of that sensation you get when you look off in the distance, and because of, you know, haze or smog or particulates in the air, you've got, you know, everything is just kind of fades to a lighter color in the background. I think this will work for that. Since there's no actual boundary of this behind and down, I'm kind of filling it in here to... Actually, I don't need to fill it there. I can just fill in on the side here, up to here. No. Are you gonna fill the whole panel? Oh, it's filling individual pixels, isn't it? Yeah, because of the gradient fill. Oh, what if I just... Sometimes... Oh, but it's going to definitely fill all the way around. Yep. Okay. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Okay, that will work. And then I should just have like a little seam. Or no seam at all. That's great. Yay. Do a white tint. Yeah, I think that's what I was kind of going for. I do like to desaturate. I mean, well, yeah, that's what a white tint is. You're desaturating and lightening. Essentially. So Frank, are you working on a new comic tonight, by the way? Just out of curiosity, no pressure. I don't really like that. You'll share it in Discord now. Are you ready for me to share? Because I could do that whenever you're ready, whatever you'd like to. I'm fine with that. Yeah, okay, cool. All right, let's do that. Right, I should probably actually bring up the Discord. You started in it. Seriously, man? And that's great. That's awesome. You are very fast, and that is awesome. What are you doing, man? Just a second. My Frank chord capture is not doing what I want it to do. So I have to tell it to behave. Okay, I'm ready to share. I mean, I can see very clearly what the inspiration for this one is, but it's kind of perfect. You know, on the bright side, for all this like drama and toxicity that you're dealing with in your job, you're gonna have like a full book of comics by the time that you've stuck it out long enough, and you can just, you know, just sell that book and, you know, become independently wealthy. It's perfect, right? It's going to be framed on my desk. You know, there's like an alternate version of this story where you do that and like slowly over time with your comics, you win your supervisor over and he's like, he's got heart, that kid. But I'm guessing that's not typically how the real world plays out. What I do really appreciate about this, and basically every one of them that you've done that's been based on like your job, is how perfectly you capture like the feel of like the office place. That's yeah. I mean, I did to be fair, I worked in a graduate lab and I worked in an office for 9 years before I went full-time remote. So I do have experience to which I'm speaking. You know? I like it too. If you really wanted to like overdo it, you could have him like peeking out from behind like a potted plant or something. But I think this is good. This gives the vibe 100%. Yeah. Yeah, it gives very much the impression that he's kind of just hanging there waiting for a reason to come over and reprimand. That's one of the signs saying no fun. No good vibes, only misery. just no good vibes. That would be a good one as well. But yeah, like these have been so good, like they're office-based ones. Like I said, they just you're taking your experience, you're like translating it into a kind of a punchline moment, and you just nail the feeling of working in an office. So that's great. But sadly, you will not be able to make copies of it. Sorry, I was just checking on something real quick. Yeah, it's interesting. I was looking at the Twitch charity tab, and what's fascinating to me is that the National Epilepsy Foundation doesn't seem to be listed as a charity there, but a lot of the regional ones do seem to be. But anyway, that's the whole thing. Yeah, well, I mean, because it's ridiculous, right? The situation is ridiculous, but at the same time, it's 100% true, which is kind of incredible. So this song, by the way, this is the main theme to Final Fantasy series. If you don't know, we actually Ashlee actually let me play like a really cool piano version of this, like a recording of it. I didn't play it myself, as like part of the opening music in our wedding, which I thought was pretty awesome. Listen. There are so many different Final Fantasy games and so many different like sort of sub styles and genres in there that if you've only played like original 7, I feel like you're missing like that doesn't speak to the entire series. It has some of the elements, and it's certainly one of the more iconic ones, but it's definitely not the only Final Fantasy. And if you prefer things to be a little more action oriented, then a lot of the newer games will get you there. If you prefer things to be even more turn-based, then you've got stuff like 10. 6 is an excellent one. A lot of people love 4. 5 is kind of a hidden gem because the original was never released in the US until much later. Anyway, but I digress. Yes, this is one of my favorites of your workplace ones too, just because it's favorite. Because yeah, it's great. Like, it feels like it shouldn't be based on a real instance, but it is. All right, back to coloring I go. So the story is he works while Lucy's at school. Nice. I mean, does this stem directly from Goose finding the phone, or is that kind of just an unrelated thing? Like, did he apply for the job because he was able to find it on the phone? And the nice thing about doing something that's fairly episodic is you don't technically have to have a lot of continuity, but you certainly can. I think for the most part, you keep a pretty solid continuity going. It's all kind of spinning off of itself. Fair. Okay. Oh, right. I need to fix that. I'll get the fumes first, and then I'll... So I will have like the methane molecules be opaque, but then the rest of the fumes will have to be like semi-transparent. So what should I do for this? Should I do something like that? Something like that. There we go. Okay. And then underneath that, so do you keep like a count of how many Loosey Goosey comics you've done so far? Like, do you know what number this is up to already? Because like looking at your Instagram, you've done quite a few. Okay, that works pretty well. Don't forget to save. Oh, you haven't posted any? No, this is chaos. I haven't posted any new ones to Instagram. That's funny, but I mean, it makes sense. I mean, I don't know. If you have your audience that you already like, you're pretty well set. And if that audience doesn't have to be on Instagram, why go there? No Loosey Goosey for you, Mark Zuckerberg. Actually, I kind of love the idea that he's like checking in on Loosey Goosey every few days. Like, no, my favorite comic. Where are they? A single tear runs down his eye. Of course I would do this in a way where I have to, you know, replicate a gradient across a boundary, because that's easy enough to do, right? I was feeling pretty clever about this. If this works without too much of a discontinuity, I will be still feeling clever. Hey, it did work. I can still feel clever. Stinky CSV frames. It's true. It is kind of a pain that I had to come up with a workaround for it, but I am a little happy. I am happy that I was able to do that, at least, right? Like, this does not look terrible, especially considering how I kind of MacGyvered it together. I will take it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was gonna do originally when I realized that I wanted to do the callouts. I was gonna create a new frame with the polyline and do that. But then I realized like that was like migrating the layers over and trying to get that just right was probably not that worth it to me. Like, you know what? I can just draw over top of it and it'll be fine. Like, it will look largely the same and most people will not know the difference. It visibly, when you collapse it down to one layer, there will not be a significant difference. So I did it this way. We'll see if that was the wise call. Hey, I'm gonna have this whole page colored. That'll be great. Maybe. Can I do this in 20 minutes? I can probably do this in 20 minutes, right? Okay, and the foreground is that. Okay, good, 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 good. Good to know. Hey, Lily, how's it going? Good to see you. What color was I doing here? I don't even remember. There we go. Oh no. Doing okay. It's been a busy stretch of life, but hanging in there. Frank is just referring to his job largely, but that's, yeah. What is that supposed to be? What did I draw, man? I don't know what that is. Okay. Good job, Jeff. All right. Actually. I can probably put some shadow in there to make that a little bit clearer. It looks like a giant banana. Yeah, I don't know. I was being lazy and trying to just stick with a pre-made palette that I already have. But yes, I probably should. It is literally the same color as what I colored the banana. So you are indeed correct. Yeah. Like I was just thinking something like this. Is this better? Something like that. Way better. Okay. Cool. Thank you. I'll go ahead and change this guy too, so it is also not a banana. So Lily, I don't know if this is any help to you, but like when I kind of have art block going on, I find that not trying to force it and just spending some time like immersing myself in my favorite things, whether it's games or graphic novels, manga, TV shows, movies, anime, any of those things, like kind of diving back into that and like going back to favorites helps me feel inspired again. And sometimes it'll just be like, oh, I want to draw this character or something, and then it'll just kind of get back started, and then that'll start sparking ideas. Yeah, I know that feeling. Isn't that like that's the constant battle though, right? Like, also, to be fair, your art looks really good. If I could say so. I like your style and how you draw stuff. Your characters have a really cool like it's cute, but also like a little whimsical. Like it's just, I really like the whole vibe that you have with your art. So for whatever that's worth. I know that doesn't necessarily always help when there's art block. You're just. Were you here the time that I was talking about this? This was like a Twitter post that I saw like a decade or more ago. But someone was talking about how like, hold on. Like if you were to graph how you feel about your art that you make over time. Okay, that's not even close, Jeff. Come on. It would be like, so say this is like time. Wow, that's really messy. And I don't even know how to phrase this. I'm just gonna write art happy. Wow, that's really, I swear, this is legible. It's good. It actually goes like in these steps. And what they're saying is that it's because like you've got like the black line is how you feel about your art, right? But then like also if you imagine this blue line is your skill at drawing. Oh, I need to think about this for a second. So like your skill may be doing something like this, like it's going out like this, but then that's the blue line, but then like the red line is your eye for art and how you perceive it. And that's like also growing. So maybe it's more of a stepwise function. But the idea is like, I'm gonna fix this. So yeah, like say you start and your skill is like here. And then, you know, you skill up, right? Because you've been drawing. And then you kind of are here. And then maybe you now come up to here. So you got this kind of thing going, right? Where you've got kind of these areas of growth. And then at the same time in the red is your eye for art. So like you kind of have this this thing where also like your eye for art is changing too. Yep. Yeah, that's fine. Anyway, it's kind of like this. So the idea is that you've got anywhere like what color should I use here? I'm gonna use a pink for this just to show like anywhere you've got these areas where, you know, your skill, pink I said, where your skill is greater than your eye, like you feel like your art's really good. But then your eye for it will go up and the things that you learn about will change how you see it. And all of a sudden you'll get in these zones where suddenly you feel like your art is worse, even though it hasn't changed. Yeah, exactly. But then eventually you get your next breakthrough and then you're feeling really good. And then you kind of grow a little bit more in how you think about it and perceive it. And then you feel bad. And it's just like, it keeps going. Yeah, it's true. Like, I have spent a long time struggling. Going through phases of struggling. And yeah, it's you grow from it, and you grow from actually like doing the work and completing stuff, and then like finishing a piece, and then, you know, learning from it. Critique can help a lot, things like that, but like you kind of just, it goes in phases. So if that's any encouragement, it's likely part of why you're frustrated is because your eye right now has grown to its next kind of like, you can kind of see things differently, and so you kind of are more critical, and you know, you'll make your next jump in skill, and then all of a sudden, boom, there you go. Suddenly you'll start feeling really good about it again, hopefully. I do feel like we all kind of go through phases like that as artists. That is pink, Jeff. That's not the color you were using. And I have to fill in on some more of this stuff. Again, the anti-aliasing. Frank, I think I might have gotten on my old man soapbox and scared Lily off, so I apologize, Lily, if I have. I didn't mean to lecture anybody. I just wanted to give encouragement. Old man. Yeah. Okay, it's good. Yay! I didn't. I'm so happy. That's a tough spot to be in, and probably not the healthiest. But like, I think in that case, it might just be a matter of like kind of retraining yourself to be able to look at it and be kind to yourself when you are sober as well. So you can just, you know, you need to be able to work that way as well, I feel like. But I get what you're saying. And I kind of feel like sometimes a reduction of inhibition can be helpful for art, but yeah, I think it's hard to be dependent on it for your art, because really it's not any substance that's making your art work, right? It's you. You might be coming through a little bit better or differently in certain modes, but like the art's still coming from you. It's like the Wolf of Wall Street where he thinks he drove home safe, but the car is total. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen the movie, but I feel like that sounds like an appropriate analogy. I guess my main point would be like, you know, give yourself some credit. Because regardless of whether you're, like, you know, you're sober or whether you're in like have an altered state of mind, like it's all still coming from you. Art doesn't come in a bottle. If that's encouraging, I don't know. I hope it is. Because yeah, like someone else could have the same substance and not be able to create the same result as you. I think in some ways it seems a little bit like another form of imposter syndrome, which is definitely something I feel like we all have to struggle with at some point. But yeah, just if it helps to know, like, that's all coming from you. man, this anti-aliasing is just killing me on these like smaller, thinner lines, and then the fills. It's just kind of miserable. Ugh. Probably not the best use of time to be basically editing individual pixels, but I don't know how else to do it to keep it from looking spotty and kind of garbagey. I mean, it is literally garbage that I'm drawing in this case, but this isn't the type of garbagey that I'm going for. Oh man. Really walked right into that one. Oh, for real? Well, I try to give you a shout out whenever I can. Most streams, even if you aren't able to make it, I try to shout you out. I mean, you know, you put in a lot of work helping me out here modding, and your comics are great, and I think people should go check them out. So, is this? Yeah, there have been a few people that have stopped by, usually towards the later part of stream lately, and we've had some good conversations. They've all been artists, and like, there was one who was like, "Oh man, I can't draw people as well as you do," and then like I asked them if they wanted to share like their Instagram or anything, and they shared it. I'm like, "What are you talking about? You are amazing." I mean, I thought I appreciate it's always cool when people are humble, but at the same time, I feel like they were really selling themselves short. They were really good. Are really good, I should say. Okay, did I get almost everything? Almost everything. Ugh. This is the panel that's going to keep me from finishing flats on this page, isn't it? Oh, because it's 11:58. Cool. This page, this is actually 2 pages combined, and yeah, these are 8x10 300 DPI pages, and I combined them in the page view into a single page. And then when I'm ready to export, because we do each page in the digital magazine is separate, I'll split it again, so there'll be 2 individual pages. But at least this way I was able to line everything up and make sure that it looked even. I still have no idea what I thought this was supposed to be. What is this? It's like an orange peel, maybe? Maybe it's an orange peel. I could see like if there's like a little bit of like, maybe this is like the stem, and then like here's the, I can do a better orange than that. Like this is the, I'm gonna say this is an orange peel. Whatever I meant it to be, it's now an orange peel. And I'm coloring it so I will remember that, because otherwise I won't. Yeah, I know like 300 DPI 8x10 is probably a little bit unnecessary in this example, for this all, but like I like the idea of doing this like at this size and resolution so that if I ever wanted to do something in print with it, I could. And with vector layers, you can always scale down pretty easily, so I feel like it's less work to start big and scale down than it is to start small and scale up. Even though it works pretty well scaling up, you still sometimes have to fill in little gaps that you didn't see at a smaller size. So that's just my take. All right, it is after midnight, so I should probably wrap up here. Not bad. Considering the amount of detail in all this, I'm pretty happy with how far I got. This is all right. So I will definitely be working on this off stream because we may be trying to get this issue out as soon as April 1st. And so therefore I need to have this done fast. Yeah. Okay, we did all right. We did all right. It's interesting. We usually try to work a little bit more humor into our Sunny Skies comics, but not as much this one. This one's more just educational. Anyway. All right. It's that time. Let's go ahead and hop back over to... There you are. Hey! Oh boy. Yeah. So, yeah, good progress tonight. Pretty happy with it. If I don't finish this in between, I'll be doing hopefully finishing touches next Thursday. Otherwise, I'll be doing most likely the D&D piece, or I could be finishing the cover. We could do it like a hand cam almost type thing. I mean my camera's not really meant for that, but I could kind of make it work. This webcam, but we could try that and work on the cut paper cover, but I want to have that done too. Yes, do hand cam. Okay. We'll see if, yeah, I can try to finish this comic first and then work on the cover. Do that later. So that'd be fun. Switch it up a little bit. It's good times. Yeah, I think that's about it. So I will be back. Yeah, next week. How many times can I say yeah in one sentence? I don't know. But yeah, so next week, Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern. That's my usual time. Life's been busy, so it's been hard to try to schedule makeup streams or extra streams, but I'm still trying to kind of look for a place to do it. Just we'll see where it's at. Yeah, if you enjoyed stream and you want to check out any of our socials or our website with some more of our work, you can find those here at wagworksga.com. We also have a shop, and we also have a blog that sometimes we update, but also for a lot of times we don't update. I have progress pictures and individual character illustrations for all the D&D characters. Like we have all my Lunar New Year art, some of our comic stuff. You can see some of our graphic novel pitches, so that's kind of fun. You can also see our Instagram, which we haven't updated in a while, but we do have some good stuff there, as well as all streams since the first one. 142 as of tonight, actually, are over on YouTube, so you can find us over there, also as WagWorksGA. Of course, everyone needs to go check out Frank's Instagram, even if he hasn't updated new comics there. You should go to Loosey Goosey Comic over at Instagram and check out the ones that are up there, and several other series that he's done. How many series have you started actually, Frank? It's been a lot. And of course, I'm going to shout Frankie out as well, so please go follow him if you're not doing so already. You can see him multitasking when he streams, playing games and making comics all at the same time. And also, he's an awesome mod, so show some love. I think that's it. I think that's all the things. Please tell Fallen to enjoy Pokopia for me, so I can hear her victorious tales and enjoy it vicariously next week. Yeah, and I hope you have a good sick day tomorrow. Good luck with the job hunt and everything. Yeah, good luck. It sounds like things are rough, so I'm really, really hoping for you to find something good to get you out of there. Yeah, everybody, that's it. I got nothing else. Yeah, Frank, thanks for being here. Have a great night. Lily, good talking to you as well. Fallen, always good to talk to you too. And anybody else, if you were here working, hey, I just appreciate your support. And if you're watching the VOD here on Twitch or on YouTube, I would sure appreciate it if you dropped a follow, a subscribe, a like, a comment, whatever is right for that platform. But just that's another great way to support me. But even if you don't feel like doing those things, just know that I'm happy you're here. So yeah, that's it. Good night, Frank. Good night, everyone. Have a great week, and I will see you next time. Bye.